Another season wrapping up. Another semester almost done. Let's decompress, Lofi Nation. You're listening to what is truly Pickering Unplugged. Welcome. Don't adjust your dial. So much has been happening this semester for Season 2 of Lofi Poli Sci. And we'll get into some of that in a bit with news recaps from the past 4 months. But first, let's have a little chat about the end of the semester and finals week. So finals week is upon us, and geez, I hate you finals week. I've always hated you. For as much as I realize it means we're almost at break, I still can't stand you. And yes, everyone, I realize I'm talking to a week here. Just roll with it. Finals week, I say to you, why do you even exist? Are you here just to stress us out? To make us labor harder, longer hours? To test our abilities under extreme pressure and strain? Well, we do not appreciate you. No, we will not abide by some made-up week or time of year designed only to make our lives miserable. No, we will not stand for this. To you, Lofi Nation, Lofi listeners out there, reach out this finals week. Holla at a person. The best way to get through this is together. Study halls and grinding nonstop, but doing so together makes all the difference. So no matter where you are in the world or how long it's been, holla, and let's get it done this week. And I could give you all the age-old boring tips of how to successfully navigate finals week. Eat well, sleep well, be well, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, right. That shit gets said every year by people who ain't in the grind. And they full well know it never works. Otherwise, no one would be stressed. And yes, I know, grammar. It's Pickering Unplugged. What'd you expect? The best tip, the best way to get through finals is together. You are not alone, Lofi Nation. And let me prove it to you with a little recap of the year so far. Everyone's doing their 2020 Spotify wrap-up right now. So why not do ours? Because you see, though, our wrap-up isn't my wrap-up. It's not about what I did this year. It's about what we did. This is our 2020 wrap-up with 24 days left of the year. We always say Lofi Poli Sci is more than just me. It's the we that we be. Well, where are the we that we be exactly? How small in the world are we? And the short answer? Not small at all. If you thought you were alone out there, here's evidence to the contrary. You know I love a good list, so here we go. We're calling this one The Expanding Nations of Lofi Nation. These are all the places listeners come from. These are all the places we come from. Ireland, the US, Austria, France, Vietnam, Brazil, the Netherlands, Portugal, Germany, Singapore, Japan, Mexico, the UK, Australia, the Philippines, Canada, India, Chile, Malta, the Czech Republic, New Zealand, Turkey, Palestinian territories, Morocco, Spain, Taiwan, Colombia, Cameroon, Myanmar, Sweden, Madagascar, Peru, Russia, Costa Rica, Iraq, Poland, Panama, Bolivia, Belgium, Norway, Oman, Indonesia, Uruguay, Malaysia, and Kazakhstan. We've reached the ears of 45 out of almost 200 countries in the world this year. Even if some of those were the ears of authoritarian governments wondering why the name of their country is appearing as a hashtag in our little corner of the interverse. Still, we're not alone. We are growing. And at this moment, we are everywhere. We are different, and we are beautiful in our diversity. But that's just some of our reach from Spotify. We use other platforms that extend our reach even further. But as such, the analytics collection from all of our sources together, it's muddled, to say the least. And some platforms don't report analytics in the same way as other sites, so our numbers are always off and always lower than what they really are. But where do people find us? Where are we in the vastness of the interverse? We are lots of places now. In March when we started, we were only YouTube and Anchor. And since then, we've expanded. Now you can find us YouTube, LinkedIn, Instagram, Anchor, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcast, Podcast Addict, Overcast, as well as other places that I'm unaware of the names, though I do see in the data that people find us all over the place. And the data seem to say that most people listen to us on 4 of those: Spotify, Apple, YouTube, and LinkedIn. which technically LinkedIn is through YouTube, but the data are separate, and again, analytics are muddled, just from us trying to reach everyone in the world. But what about what we've done? What we've created? For today's episode of Season 2, we're on episode 75. Collectively, though, we're on episode 178. 178 episodes so far. Now that's a grind. We've dropped 178 episodes with around 1,000 minutes of content, which is almost 17 hours and about 5 to 6 minutes an episode. Of those episodes, we've done 28 top 10 lists, 29 coming tomorrow with top 10 reasons I hate finals weeks. But what have we done so far as lists? We've done quite a bit. We've done happiest countries. That was our very first list. We've done countries with the highest in GDP and GDP per capita, largest geographic countries, most populous, least populous, most populous cities. We've done highest HDI. We've done top 10 places I want to go and not get arrested as a podcaster that throws way too much shade at authoritarian regimes everywhere. Personally, one of my favorite lists. We've done top 10 Gini indexes, top 10 tourist destination countries, top 10 oldest countries, which was far more difficult than you'd think. Newest countries, freest countries, least free countries, smallest countries by geographic size. Top 10 reasons I love you, Lofi Nation. That was the transition point from Season 1 to Season 2. In Season 2, we started with least populous countries. They went to lowest internet domestication rates, highest internet domestication rates, most densely populated countries and least densely, most corrupt countries, least corrupt countries, countries with the highest and lowest life expectancies, and then the list of all countries in the world. Again, one of my personal favorites. Largest shadow economies of 2017, top 10 countries' foods, hottest places on Earth, coldest places on Earth. And we still have so much to cover, really. And I'm always looking for new ideas, so send them in. And not to mention, during the intermission of Season 2 to Season 3, I'll be looking to do some different kind of fun stuff with top 10 lists, so let me know. But out of 178 episodes so far, how many news stories have we covered? Now that's a bit more of a difficult question to answer. Over the past 9 months, we've transitioned multiple times with multiple different segments for each day of the week, and the number of stories that we actually cover in different segments. Not to mention that some stories are developing stories that we've covered since the beginning, like Hong Kong and China. I would argue that each of those developments is a different story, but at the same time, we're covering the same topic. But if I were to do an average, 5 stories a cast minus the 28 days of top 10 list, we've covered about 750 global news stories since March. Just Season 2 this semester, it's about 250 to 300 stories. And what are some of the bigger stories that we've been talking about during Season 2? Belarus protest against a rigged election. This has been going on for 4 months and hasn't found a conclusion. I'll be interested to see if it lasts until Season 3. But with a cold, harsh winter in Belarus, I'm not sure how it'll play out or if it will last. Russia poisoning the main opposition leader, which is still just recently coming back into the news cycle, and pressure is once again mounting for Russia to investigate, though I don't see this affecting President Putin. Brexit. Brexit is just 3 to 4 weeks from a deadline, and they still haven't figured this thing out in over 4 years. That'll be an interesting opener to Season 3 for us. Middle Eastern relations being normalized, an ever-updating situation. The war in Yemen continues. The war in Syria continues. The war between Armenia and Azerbaijan started and finished this semester. Hong Kong and China, and it seems China's really won, though pro-democracy activists fight on. Protests in Thailand. We've been covering this since the beginning, and they're still going on with no end in sight at the moment. Chile is completely scrapping their constitution and starting from scratch. A bold, brave move, Chile. Well done. Good luck. In Bolivia, former President Evo Morales has returned from exile after his ousting of office and fleeing the country. The Tigray elections that took place in Ethiopia in August that led to the military invading just recently, and everything going on with that, we've been following. And that's just 12 of the hundreds of stories that we've been talking about. That's just a brief example of how we do, each day, talking about that famous question, what's going on in the world today? And of course, we talked lots of penguins and polar bears and whales saving trains and all kinds of fun stuff. Because talking about what's going on in the world today, it's not all doom and gloom. Our conversations aren't about horrors and mysteries. Our conversations are about people, what's happening to people, and about the possibilities of the future. People make our present. We, people, shape our future. And as Lo-Fi Nation comes from over 45 nations, I'd say we have a say in what that future's going to look like. And that's not just me. Always remember, that's the we that we be. Stay safe, wash those hands, reach out during finals week, people. We're always here. Pickering, signing off.